It was a gorgeous day today, and we're starting to get that taste of summer, believe me. Not as brutal as it could be. Temperatures were in the upper 80s, some lower 90s. 86 was our temperature, or is our current temperature, and we were only a degree or 2 degrees above that for our high today. But dew point 60s, low 70s, believe me, the humidity will be far higher as we get further into June, July, and especially August. Just really the fair weather cloudiness providing at times some occasional shade, but nothing on radar. So today's high 88, while hot, only a degree above average. We are starting to get deeper into the near summer months, and this is very much kind of the kickstart of the Memorial Day weekend, with us staying in the 90s for the next at least 7 days. Not too far for the record, although records generally in the lower and some mid 90s. In the 80s across the board right now, with dew points also in the upper 60s and lower 70s, which makes it feel hotter than it actually is. So there is again a bit of a heat index. Now that could get a bit worse as we get later into the week, with temperatures expected to continue to rise. And at least there is a bit of a breeze, and at times even a little gust, with winds gusting up to 17, 20 plus miles an hour. So at least there's a little bit of motion in the atmosphere as opposed to that kind of stagnant air mass we tend to get in the summer. What is causing all of this is an upper level ridge. Now it is centered down to our south. That's where you see the triple digit actual temperatures across parts of Mexico and even at times into southern Texas. This is going to be a pattern which really holds steady for the next several days. While the center of the high won't be precisely right over northern Mexico, southern Texas, it is still going to be close enough to where even as it sinks south, we're going to find ourselves on the northern periphery of it. We'll see some upper troughing, which will bring in several rounds of storms to our north, but through the weekend and early next week, the high will dominate. Now, what may help us out is the models are indicating by Tuesday, this upper trough, not a very strong trough, but it may be enough to send a very weak front through to, if nothing else, lower the humidity. Probably not drastically, but it's something, because the further into the summer we get, those cold fronts are gone. Kind of an interesting experimental graphic from the Weather Prediction Center, kind of taking into account daytime highs, humidity, as well as morning lows, if we're able to even cool down. And this is the heat risk outlook. Through today, it was a low end on the high, or low end on the heat risk scale. As we head into the day tomorrow and even on Thursday, for the most part, still kind of minor. As we get further into the week, you start to see more of a moderate to even pockets of major, where more precautions will need to be exercised. Notice the deep purple colors in southern Texas. That is extreme. Could see a few spotty areas of kind of those extreme heat precautions needed as we head further into the weekend, and with a lot of folks outdoors on Memorial Day, something to keep in mind. Stay hydrated, and as well, you have the sunscreen handy, because we're not going to see a lot of cloudiness. But as I mentioned, with that upper ridge kind of keeping us hot, the storm track continues across the plains and areas to our north. Now, while they do try and get a little bit farther south in terms of a severe risk Wednesday, Thursday, nothing on the board for Friday. Then they pick up again Saturday and Sunday for a severe risk. Nothing coming down at us. And as we've mentioned, after last week's severe weather threat, we kind of need a chance to dry out, or at least settle down. And we are going to stay dry through the next several days. Upper 80s, lower 90s tomorrow. Start to get a little bit more of a breeze in the coming days, and that at least again helps to kind of mix up the atmosphere. Not really forecasting rainfall until maybe on Tuesday. Mentioning that weak cold front that moves on in. Notice though, dry air warms very efficiently, so even if we can get the humidity down, probably won't do anything to our temperatures. If anything, it might increase our temperatures a bit going into early next week, but no real rain chances in the forecast through the next 7+ days.